Welcome back to the Morning Blend. The Havenwoods neighborhood in Milwaukee has the convenience of urban living with larger suburban-like yards and tucked away quiet pockets of homes. And between the green space and strong businesses, our next guests are very proud of where they live, and they want you to see it too.
That's right. Joining us to chat about the Havenwoods neighborhood home tour are Jessica Noth and Stephanie Harling. And the Havenwoods neighborhood boundaries are, here's the map, it's 43rd Street, on the east, 76th Street, on the west, Silver Spring Drive, on the south, and Good Hope Road on the north. There you go. See it?
So it's kind of a nice map of that 4-mile area, right? That's Havenwoods. That's interesting how, I mean, I've never heard of it, really tucked within the city limits.
Yep.
Beautiful, too.
It's beautiful. Havenwoods has a lot of green space. Some of that comes because the yards are a lot more like suburban yards, but you're still in the city. And the tree-lined streets give a lot of green space, but then there's also several city parks, county parks, as well as the Havenwoods State Forest is right within our boundaries.
God, what a beautiful little spot, a hidden little gem, as we said. And this is a place where you're having this event where people can pursue home ownership there. So there's going to be homes that people can look at and really learn about living in this space. Why do you think it's such a great place to live?
Well, so one thing is the housing stock, it's affordable housing stock. It was built after World War II, so it's a little bit younger than, you know, a lot of our properties in Milwaukee that were that were built in the 1800s, 1900s, early 1900s. And so the maintenance is going to be a little bit more affordable. But then with this affordable property, you have a really large yard space, and the neighborhoods are these tucked away little pockets. There's a lot of industrial area there that Stephanie's going to talk about, which is another huge asset, but the neighborhoods are tucked away. And then another thing is that you're really close to, you're just kind of tucked between 43 on the east and 45 on the west, so a lot of easy access, whether you want to go further out west in Wisconsin or whether you want to go downtown. It's like a 9 to 10 minute drive downtown. You're a straight shot to Bayshore Shopping Mall. But then also you have the Havenwoods State Forest right there and several parks where you don't even feel like you're in the city. Though you're in the city.
Looks like a lot of young families too, which is fun. You talk about the benefits as you see it of the industrial areas as she mentioned.
Well, you know, in this area we have a large economic engine, which is our industrial businesses, which are employing a lot of our residents and also contributing not only to the tax base, but also our businesses contribute to a business improvement district, which those dollars are designed to sustain the neighborhood. So a little further on we'll talk about kind of why that's so important and what to look at after Jess talks about some more of the amenities of Havenwoods.
So when you talk about the fact that there's these homes available and people are going to be able to come out and tour, what can they expect to see with the homes?
So the tour we start at our organization, Havenwoods Economic Development Corporation, and we have a lender partner, a home ownership consultant, and so the lender partner will give a little brief overview. What do you need to know from the lending perspective? Most of us don't buy a house with cash. We need a loan. So even if you're not pre-approved or you're not even sure if you could buy a house, this is still a great place for you. You don't have to know, oh, I could buy a house tomorrow. You could just be thinking about it. Maybe you've never been a homeowner. So the lender will talk a little bit about what can you expect from the bank, what are some great products that the bank has to offer. And then a homeownership consultant, they do homeownership counseling. And people who get homeownership counseling are 80 to 90% less likely to fall into foreclosure. So we really recommend that. They also let you know what your rights are as a homeowner, what you should be able to expect from a lender. And if your credit score isn't so great and you might not be able to buy a house next month, they'll help you get to that point. This is how you can get to the point.
Do some planning, right?
Do some planning, because a lot of times owning a home is significantly less money than renting, and then you have something that you're owning. So they'll briefly go through a little presentation, and then our realtor, we have an excellent realtor, Angela Walters from Realty Executives, and she will take you through the step-by-step process with the realtor of buying a home. Then we get on a bus, we head out into the neighborhood, and we get to see all different assets. We'll go to the Havenwoods State Forest, we'll go to some of the parks, we'll see some of our industrial areas, the retail areas, but then we'll also stop at 4 to 5 homes and get to see the inside as well. So the benefit is that you have a realtor, a trained professional who's telling you what to look for, what issues might be in this house, because you're not necessarily going to buy a home that, you know, doesn't have issues, but if you know what you're getting into, that's great. And some of the homes are fixer-uppers, so if you're the type that wants a cheap house that you got to put some elbow grease into, we'll see one of those, and then we'll see some move-in ready, some turnkey properties.
Should you wear, you know, clothes to hike or walk in? Are you going to get out and see any of the forest or that, or is it really just sort of a visual tour?
It is more of a visual tour,
Okay.
but that's a great point, because even though we're not going to go hiking in the forest, we will be getting in and out of a bus regularly to go into the properties, and you're walking. And most of the properties that we go into are fine. They're not, you know, too gross on the floor and whatnot. But wear shoes that you're comfortable walking in all day.
Especially
Or for
because you
2
might
hours.
see different areas of the neighborhood as well as different houses, possibly as many as 4 to 5 different properties. So really a chance to see, I would think, too, the variety of properties that are available and what all there is to explore and see and do there.
Yep.
It's wonderful, beautiful too.
Yeah, so head on out. You can enjoy the Neighborhood Homes Tour in Havenwoods. It's going on this Saturday, June 6th, from 9 to 11:30 a.m. The phone number to call for more information is 414-431-2271, or visit havenwoods.org for more information on the Neighborhood Homes Tour. Thanks, ladies.
Thank you
Thank
both.
you.
We appreciate it.
Neat little